wanted to understand what is Pennar Industries' focus at this year's EXCON. Any new product launches? What are you communicating?
Pennar as a group has identified five major businesses, out of which hydraulics is one of our key business and a growth area for us. Why we chose hydraulic is because we see a huge addressable market in hydraulic cylinders, and we feel spending our time and effort would be a great return at some point of time. Currently, we are looking at an opportunity to grow the business at least about 10 times in the next 3 years. Now, what we need to do for that is to look at the team building, infrastructure, product capabilities, build on product capabilities, and also expand capacities. So we have invested into a plant in Chennai where we have about 500,000 cylinders manufacturing currently, capacity to produce about 500,000 cylinders, and we are further expanding by adding new machines, especially like a friction welding machine, skiving and burnishing machine, and line balancing equipments to enhance our capacities. On the team building side, we're looking at business development. We're looking at design and engineering so that we can indigenize the designs. Many of our cars, we have a rare capability of managing the international markets and the domestic market. So we have an excellent design engineering team where we could indigenize certain designs and give customers the product quality what they're looking at. And our primary focus will be on obviously the three basic parameters: quality, consistency, and the cost, and obviously delivery, which is one of the key parameters.
Wonderful. In terms of now the class and category of products, if you can give me a snapshot of what are the types of products and in what segments, the application, if you can speak about that, what solutions do you offer in different application and segments?
Yeah, we started off with a standard cylinder, and gradually we moved to started making customized product. Today, our standard range is about 30%, and customized range is about 70%. So obviously, you can't wish away construction and earth moving segments, which is our primary focus because that's a very large segment to address. So that's the core, area where we are more focused. The next area would be the agricultural and attachments. We are one company in the world where we could give both cylinder and the attachment. So we are moving up the value chain and giving the customer a complete solution with respect to a fabrication and a cylinder. So construction, earth moving, agricultural, material handling, and truck hydraulics. These are the areas of our focus globally and in the domestic market. And as I say, and we see a large amount of business opportunity in the Indian scenario, in the Indian market, which is likely to grow in the next 3 to 5 years. So majority of our time is getting into focusing on the Indian market. Coming from an experience of an international business, what we have is what is helping us, do that.
As a company, how do you balance or say address the challenge of initial high acquisition cost with the customer and over the period of quality product durability cycle that the customer may feel over the years of the total operational use? Is there a way that you make them understand that your products are quality driven and are robust enough for the segment, and that's why maybe the initial acquisition cost, although high, the total operating economy will be beneficial
Yeah.
for them?
So we are very clear about the product development of an hydraulic cylinder. It generally takes about 12 to 16 months for a product to shape from a design to a prototyping to a pilot to a scale up. So we are very clear, and we are investing that amount of time and energy in terms of investing into people and investing into the developmental activities, which is basically fixtures, tools, and the softwares which is required for making a robust product in terms of the design. We are an automotive company where we have a strong team which has all the best practices of automotive industry, which is helping us to implement those best practices into the hydraulic cylinder manufacturing. So we are very clear about the investment we make because we know that there is a larger opportunity which lies at some point of time when we have crossed these timelines in development. we're looking at, as I said, we are looking at 10x growth in the next 3 years. So our management is investing a lot of amount of capital expenses and operational expenses into developing the products, so that the customer gets the advantage of it in terms of its performance, which is what we stand for. A good engineering product with a good process and control and with a good input will give you a good output product, which is what the customer wants.
Understood. Lastly, if you can also touch upon how was the financial year 22, 23, 23, 24, not terms of numbers, but if you can highlight which segments you were in strong, which are the areas that you'd want to focus more, the markets and the application and the regions, both domestic as well as global. If you can
Yeah.
pull out some key highlights of
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah. Post-COVID, hydraulic industry as such has been doing very well. The reason is the China plus one strategy of our customers. Obviously, they had India, as the first point to develop. So that has really helped a lot of suppliers in the hydraulic fraternity to develop products and start growing the revenue. We had a good growth trajectory in the last 5 years, and it continues to be so. And that's the reason why we are investing further and trying to take it into a growth path. The major markets we are looking at, we are predominantly in the US market. We started off in the US market, so we continue to stay there. The markets are quite good and it continues to grow. The opportunities are very big there. So that's one area. The second market we're looking at is the European market, which is little slow to capture customers, but definitely it's a good possibility there. And we're looking at the Australia New Zealand market. Last but not the least, India as a market is likely to grow in the next 5 years. So majority of our focus would lie in the Indian market also. So as I see, we would be 40% global percentage. Our revenues will come 40% from the international market and 60% will come from the domestic market in the next 3 years. That's how I would look at it.
Perfect. Thank you, Shivakumar. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.